Well, good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're all well. It's a lovely, bright day outside, and hope you've all had a great week. So, today we're going to be talking about winning awards. That's winning awards that could be bids or grants or proposals or perhaps business awards. And why do I love talking about that subject? Well, I'm really passionate about how awards can help gain recognition for your business. And in fact, I'm so passionate about it, I even wrote a book on it. So if you ever want to know how to win awards, all the secrets are in here. This is my Amazon best-selling book winner, How to Win Business Awards. And it's actually on special at the moment, which is really great. So if you want to connect to Amazon, they will help you, and you can get all the tips. Particularly good if you're looking to enter either the Southwest or the Thames Valley Business Awards, which are coming up soon, and any of the other awards that you might be interested in. So what are we going to talk about today, and why should you be interested in me talking about it, quite frankly? Well, Purpol Marketing have got 25 years worth of experience in marketing strategy and bid writing. We're proven in all areas of marketing, actually, and we've now got a record of £3.6 billion worth of opportunity gained. So we do like to think we know what we're talking about, but particularly we are interested in helping small businesses, single owner managed businesses, gain that recognition that winning an award can give you. And the same methodology actually applies to winning awards or winning grants or winning bids. There's a lot of tips that I'm going to be sharing with you, and really delighted that we've actually won 13 international awards, including the People's Choice for favourite companies, favourite marketing agency, and 3 gold Stevies. So we're really keen to share that knowledge with you because we think it could really help you. So if you're wanting to win an award, why should you actually enter? What's the point of starting off with it? Well, actually, I guess you need to ask the question, has my company got what it takes to win an award? And almost certainly yes, but you do need to commit. You need to commit to find the right one to enter, and you commit to the right amount of time and effort that it does take to craft that entry. And it will take time. I can't tell you that it's an easy thing to do, because it isn't. You need to invest. But what's really great about the process of entering awards is it makes you take a good, hard, long look at your business and put into order all the things that you're doing. And that's really great from a gap analysis perspective. And with many hundreds of awards to enter, and some with really stiff competition, it's not going to be easy to win. However, to give yourself the best chance, you need to make your entry a timely process. And what do we mean by that? Well, you need to give yourself enough time to look at what the rules are, what they're expecting of you, gather your evidence, and the actual crafting of the entry. And I'm often asked, isn't it just the big companies that win awards? Well, actually, although that is a common assumption, the truth is no. There might be a few less ethical awards, should we say, that favour big brands that are just driving towards having sponsorship. But in the majority, it is small that win because they're exemplary in what they do and they're providing the evidence of what they're great at. But there is one common thread with all the winning entries. It is those that actually entered. So you have to fill out the form and stop wishing. You have to get that form submitted via either a physical entry form or a portal or a video or whatever the rules are. But the idea is you have to complete it. I'll say to people, you're looking to win awards, or you want to win a grant, or you want to win a bid. You've got this pitch that you're doing. What is it that you want? And it really does help to visualize why it is you want to win it. Now, for a grant, it could be that your charity really needs the money. For a bid, it could be that you want to develop a relationship with a new client, or you want to have the prestige of delivering a given project. For an award, well, it might be you want that gleaming trophy for your office, or that you want to be featured in the paper. Perhaps it's an invite to number 10 or the House of Lords or even the Palace. But certainly it'll be about gaining respect and admiration from your peers and your industry. One thing that is another great visualization for award entry is, how is this going to build trust in your business? Will it help you to recruit new talent? Can you win new customers from it? And will it enable you to fulfill your potential? And in truth, it might be that for some people, winning an award is actually because you're looking to prove others wrong. That isn't a wrong or a right answer, neither of them are, but you do need to visualize why it is that you want to win. And actually, if you can say, okay, I'm a micro business, or I'm a single person organization, or I'm a part of a big corporate, I might be a charity or a social enterprise, I could be a public sector body, or actually simply outstanding in your own field or your sector of expertise, whatever that is. There probably is an award out there with your name on, and probably if you enter and develop a good process, you've got a good chance of actually securing it. The fact that you're here is proof of your ambition, so that's the spark that judges are looking for, and it always is about evidence. So why should you enter awards? Well, you gain competitive advantage, you achieve independent validation, and those are really valuable. Let's think, someone doesn't know your business. You could be a marketing agency, and there are plenty of other marketing agencies. What makes you stand out? And reflecting that, you're a customer. You want to choose a marketing agency and you really don't know where to start. You haven't got any experience of them. You might have a look at their website and their social media channels. But if you see someone who's award-winning or multi-award winning, you're more likely to contact them than someone who isn't. It's because it's that independent validation and that proof. And if it's come from a judging panel with all of their great attributes, then it's going to stand out so much more. The other thing that awards are great for is generating free PR. Everybody loves to hear of success stories, so the media are always really keen to hear your story. And don't actually rule out what it does for your team morale. Even if you are a single person business, there's a big team around you. There's all your supporters, there's your family, your friends, maybe you have an associates and you have people that help you with your accounts or your HR or your marketing or other areas of your business. That award win can really boost all of their morale. They all feel fabulous for being associated with you, so don't rule that out. And I guess one of the most singular important factors is securing trust. In a world where many people are doubtful, if you've got independent validation from awards, it helps build trust in your business. And actually, you can't beat the feeling of winning an award either. When your name is called, that thrill is just incredible. So that, again, is another great reason. Now, there are different types of awards to enter. And actually, you might want to give this some serious thought. What is the right award for me? And actually, you don't have to be the best in the world. Of course, winning international awards is amazing, but you don't have to be the best in the world, or even the best in the UK, or even the best in your sector, the best in the Southwest. You just have to be the best of those that entered at that time. So most businesses can win an award if they go about it in the right way. And that means making your bid or your grant or your award entry a process, a repeatable process that you can actually manage. And there are huge possibilities. You will get recognition across all different types. So it could be international, regional, local, so a geography-based structure. It could be by sector, so you might be in travel and tourism and that could have an award structure, or even with national awards, often they are divided up by sectors. It could be something to do with your industry or your job role, so maybe you're an architect and you're getting recognised amongst your peer group, or even by demographic. There are gender-related ones and there are age-related ones. Particularly things like young entrepreneurs are very well rewarded in the awards space. So have a look out for those if you're just starting out on your entrepreneurial journey and you've got a great story to tell. And actually, that is key. An award entry, a bid, a grant application, think of it as a bespoke marketing campaign. You need to tell your story. And your story could be in any of the sectors. So journalism, events, corporate social responsibility, construction, public sector, retail. I mean, there are numerous sectors. And if you'd like to drop me a message, I can actually direct you to some of the sources which published awards lists. And yes, there are companies that help you with your award entry, as we do. But there's also ones that actually provide you a running order of the awards that are coming up. And that's a really useful resource. And of course, you might want to focus on regional. It can be even by county or by town. And those are a really good introduction to the world of awards because there's going to be less competition. So you can finesse your skills as you're developing your messages. So you need to consider what is going to be the right award for my business. Now, look at the previous winners. They're often mentioned on the website. Do you want to be associated with them? Is there businesses that you admire and they've won awards and you think, what a fabulous business, I want to be in their company? And then have a look at the category. What is going to give your business the greatest credibility? And the award title even, would you look proud to be a winner of that title? Is that a name that you really want to be associated with? And if all of those are good reasons, then yeah, get your entry in. I would say definitely consider the relevance of the award to your business. You've got to look at timing. So, for example, there are awards for new businesses, and that is great. But what you will have the greatest success chance is if your new business, and they might have rules say you've got to be 3 years or under, you're going to have a better chance at year 2 or year 2.5 than you are at 2 months. Because the judges have got to look at the evidence and look at you and see, how do you match that criteria? So make sure you can supply the information that is being asked of you. Make sure it's relevant. The additional thing I say with that as well is don't leave any responses out. If in a bid or a grant or an award entry, there is information you're not comfortable in supplying, then you really do need to take a good hard look at whether it's worth doing. Because at the end of the day, if that question is giving you 10%, then, if you exclude it, you've given your competitors a 10% head start, basically. And I can understand for businesses that think, actually, I don't want to reveal my business strategy, or I feel uncomfortable about revealing my accounts. Now, there are ways that you can redact certain levels of information. Mostly the judges and those assessing bids and grants want to know that you have this documentation in place, that you actually have got a marketing plan or a business plan and you are looking forward. So proving it exists, even if there's bits that you don't actually want to reveal about future activity, then you could edit those out but still prove that your plan exists. Also give thought, is there going to be a particular category we can stand out in? Now, sometimes you might want to go for more than one category, and actually that's an experience I've had myself. I entered the GB Entrepreneur of the Year Awards, and they're called the GBEA's, Great British Entrepreneur of the Year Awards. And actually I entered what I thought was the most obvious category because it was around a service business, but I did an additional entry into a personal recognition category, which was for the Go-Do Entrepreneur of the Year. And actually I ended up winning that one. So although it wasn't my first initial choice of what best fit the business, actually with more than one entry, you can increase your chances of winning. So have a look, find the right award entry process for your business, get your information together and have a look. And have a look at what the cost is to enter. And I don't mean just the price. Cost comes in different formats. It's the time it takes you, it's the effort you've got to put in, it's the focus you've got to give it, your internal resource from your team, as well as potentially a financial commitment as well. Now, a lot of the bigger awards, especially the national or international ones, may have an entry fee that's, you're looking potentially at hundreds of pounds depending on which ones you're doing. Now, there can be reasons for that. It might be that they're very, very prestigious awards, and that's part of the filtering process to make sure only those that are committed actually enter. Because thinking about it from the judge's point of view, they've got to sift their way through a lot of detail. But sometimes it's actually to stop the judges having to read entries that aren't well developed. So have a look, see what that effort and that return is, and build yourself a process. If you're bidding for awards or for grants or whatever it is, You need to build yourself a library of information, because there is often the same amount of information that they're going to be asking you on a repeat basis. So if you're bidding or you're doing grant applications as a charity, they'll often be asking you a 50-word summary of what your business does. They'll want case studies, they'll want testimonials, they'll want evidence. Where have you made a difference? What's your future plans? What's your corporate social responsibility? All of those things are likely to be asked in all of these formats. And what actually all of this comes back to, as I said, about creating yourself a bespoke marketing plan for whatever you're entering, is actually you're telling your business story. So review your success by the categories, see how you got on, build your winning momentum. And actually, once you've got a few under your belt, you'll have the evidence to be able to use for other entries as well. So where do you find awards? Well, actually, awards, grants and bids can be found in different things and different formats. If you're looking for charity grants, there are particular portals that help you with that. If you're looking for commercial bids, it will depend what sector you're in, but there's Contracts Finder and Find a Tender, both of which are government bodies, Sell to Wales, numerous other platforms that exist. Drop me a message if you want some direction to where to look. But don't forget Google. You can actually search and set up Google alerts. And then if you're interested in awards in Bristol, you can set that up as an alert. And when someone publishes on that subject, it comes to find you. That'll save you a lot of trouble. Industry bodies, websites, newsletters, blogs, emails, all of those places are really good. And don't forget chambers of commerce, media houses and trade associations. All of those are really good sources for finding grants and awards to enter. And get onto their newsletters. Get on that mailing list, because often you get the advance notice of when these things are being published. So I would say, when you're getting your entries ready, make sure first, before you do a huge amount of effort, that you read the instructions and read them several times. Check, are you eligible? If there's any red flag questions, don't start the process. Find out more about it. You can often ask the judging panel or the awards entry body or the grant body to actually say, what is it that you want? Can I just clarify how I fit with this? If there's a stated word count or page limit, then stick to it. If you've been asked for 500 words, it might be that they say, tell us in a succinct way as possible. Well, that's going to be a clue as to what the judges want to see, what the marker wants to reward. But if you've generally been given word limits, everybody else that you're competing against will be maxing those out. So if we're talking about a 500 word limit, you want to be 498.99 or 500, but not 501. First off, you don't want to go over a word limit. You might, at worst, have someone disqualify you, or certainly they might stop reading beyond what they know is that amount of data. And certainly that's the case with commercial bids and grant applications. And many of them are put through information in portals, and the portals have got word checkers amongst them. Bizarrely, sometimes they don't match the word platform, and you think you've only got 500 words, and actually they say you've got 503 and you might have to lose a few. But always check that. And this is another reason I say, do your preparation offline. Build your response in Word first, and then use that to cut across into the portal. The last thing you want to do is have to make up information as you're typing it in and then have a portal crash. You lose it and you will never be able to create it the same again, I guarantee it. So have a backup copy. Are there entry rules? Make sure you understand them. Do you need extra evidence? Many grant applications are really keen on having testimonials and references and case studies from clients, so you need to build those up. If you're doing your social value piece, they love photos too, evidence of that community engagement in action, and your accounts as well. The inescapable fact is they will often want to know your financial status. So start researching early. Make sure you look at historic entries, and some websites, would you believe, even have historic winners actually within their structure. So you can read what someone wrote about and think how you match it, even just to see how these are structured. See hints and tips on the website. Many award entry programs have a commentary from the judges saying what they're looking out for, what they want to see. Take that on board. They're giving you the piece of information as to what you can do to win the thing. and do your homework. If you've got people in your business that hold that knowledge, interview them and get that information. Make sure that you don't make it up yourselves when you've got someone there who's an expert that can tell you. And one thing I'd really say, and this is hard-won experience from a lot of bid writing, it is far easier to critique than create. I do appreciate what it's like when you're the one that's creating it, but do be brave enough to let other people have their input, and that will make the entry stronger. Allow others to put that review forward. So you need to think about what's going to make you stand out, what your innovation is, telling your story. What do you do that others can't? And that actually links to the 5 W's of award entry. What, who, when, where, and what's in it for me? We often talk about this regarding networking skills, but actually the what's in it for me is, what did you deliver for your client? What makes you stand out? What did you do? Can you quantify it in value or time or benefit? Think about that when you're putting your entry together. When it comes to actually writing it, do it offline first and then upload into the portal. Make sure you answer every question. And if you're submitting a Word document separate, and sometimes that happens that you upload maybe a PDF of a created Word document, answer the questions in the order they were given to you. Nobody judging either an award, a grant, or a bid will jump around. It will just annoy the judges and you've lost points immediately. Make sure you've chosen the right person to write it. If you're doing awards individually and you're doing more than one, make sure you've got a different focus in each of them so they're tailored for what you want to get across. And focus on each application. Specifically for each grant, there's going to be different things they're looking for. What have they said in their rules? They're looking, is it the case that they're looking for people who are working as for older people in the community, or are they looking for work you're doing with young people and raising fitness levels, etc.? What is it that they're asking? Look at those specifics. Then we move on to, what are the judges looking for? And one thing I'd say, particularly in my book, was really key for the chapter on what the judges gave as their insight. And you really don't want to annoy the judges. You want to give them what they want as the output. So judges don't want to read about how you react to something. They want to know how you shaped events. We've had a very, very strange year last past year, and it's still strange now, as you well know. Don't think that because you've had a drop in turnover, for example, that you aren't eligible to win awards. Actually, if you can prove what you've done instead, even to just keep going, and you can tell your story about why it's important, that's what the judges want to read about. They want to see that you've anticipated problems. Maybe you've changed direction. Maybe, as the gin makers changed to making hand sanitizer, what have you done in your business? Identify those opportunities. Provide examples of the context of your thinking, why you went that way. What was the vision you had? And they'll know that basically success doesn't throw itself at you. What was it you did to work towards it? And they're also really keen to know about corporate social responsibility. What do you do? How do you leverage the work that you deliver in your community? What have you done to support your staff? Because they know that actually corporate responsible companies deliver better results to the bottom line. And I guess we probably need to cover the tricky subject of what happens if you don't win. Well, yeah, not the ideal outcome, but actually, if you enter awards, you're not going to win everything you enter. And while you're learning your craft and finessing your entries, you might have more losses than you have wins. But you can build your repertoire and build up your experience. So first off, act with dignity, congratulate the winner, and actually acknowledge it's okay to feel disappointed. Yeah, if you didn't want to win the thing, you wouldn't have entered, would you? Any grant or bid or award, it feels horrible when you don't get the result that you wanted. But think about how your behaviour is. And certainly don't disrespect the judging process. You want to be a networking ninja, and you've got a chance. If you're actually not the final winner and they're off recording their video, you've got more chance to network with the room. And that could be physically when we get to meet people again, or even in the virtual world. You've got that connectivity that you can connect with other people. And actually, competition drives future success. It might make you a bit stronger. You can review submission and record the improvements and move it forward that way. And actually, you can leverage great PR from being a finalist. You can put the logo on your website and social media. You can learn from the experience and ask for feedback. And that is really key for bids and for grants. Take any opportunity that you can to get feedback. And, you know, if it turns out the award was biased in some way or another, scrub it off your list. Don't go there again. It's all part of that education process. But what do you do when you win? Well, you roar, and you roar loud, because it's a great achievement to win an award. You need to shout about it. So make sure you get a press release, add the logo to your website, put it on your email footer, put it on your packaging, create a press release on your website and share that on your social media channels. Maybe they've got a medal or a winner's graphic. You can include that. And don't forget to send congratulations messages to the other winners as well. And, you know, there could be a really great chance to update your advertising material. You can also send out an email to your existing contact list celebrating your win. You might want to link that to a product promotion of some sort and celebrate it with your team as well. Your broader team. If you're a team of one in your business, make sure you celebrate with your broader family, friends and associates team. So, in summary, build yourself a target list, be it an award, a grant, have a structure that you know where to look for opportunity. Once you've got the opportunity sorted and you've assessed that, build yourself a content library so you can easily get to the information that you know will be repeatable in this award entry process. Choose the right awards to enter. Think about what's going to give me the greatest credibility, or which bids or grants are going to have the greatest impact. Keep a track on progress. How did you get on? Look at old examples and get feedback and constantly update your information. And if you want any help, then of course, reach out to me. We help people with their award entries, bids and grant writing. And all of our social channels are all Purpol Marketing. But if you'd like to drop me an email, it's Denise, DNISE, at purpolmarketing.co.uk. So it was really great to chat to you, and lovely to see the messages as well. Oh, Michelle said, great advice from Denise. Thank you very much, Michelle. And Lindsay says, great tips. Thank you. Yeah, so just in summary, I would say have a go. I think awards can be very off-putting for people because there's a lot of times that people think that they're somehow not worthy. But actually, it's a really, really great way of getting recognition. It creates a positive spin about your business. You're able to talk about it with your clients. It stands out for businesses that, you know, when they're choosing someone who doesn't know you, they've got that standout to say, okay, it's an award-winning business. If you're a charity, actually winning awards can help you with your future grant applications. So the worlds of bids and grants actually are very interlinked because people love evidence. And I think that's the key factor of when you're talking about evidencing your business. And it's a really, really great discipline. If you're being forced to say, what do I think I do well in my business? What's my future direction? What are the lessons that I've learned in running my business? What changes do I think I would make? And actually, if you've put all of that assessment and thought about it as your business, you're going to be in a far better commercial place to change your business model in the future, to talk about your business knowledgeably for winning grants and bids, and also gaining recognition from awards. So it was lovely to chat with you all. I think we're soon out of time. So there's my book, Winner, How to Win Business Awards. Lots of tips in there, and actually the book itself is an international gold Stevie Award winner. So even when you're writing in another format, you can actually look for awards that recognise you. So I definitely encourage you all to do that. My name's Denise O'Leary and my company's Purpol Marketing, and drop me a message. I'm always happy to talk about awards. You take care. Have a great rest of the day.